Sonos, stop. There we go. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning in here. Good morning out there. TGIF. We have made it to the end of the week. So, hello to Thorin, Mary, Eddie, and Monica. Awesome. This is a good full house today. Okay. Sounds like my voice quality is good. Everything's good. All right. So, we're going to go ahead and get started in child's pose. Everybody, please make your way down onto your hands and knees. Yeah, let out whatever you need to right now. Let this be a release. And right here, let's go ahead and set an intention for our class. What do you want to get from this? Maybe you're feeling really great this morning because it's Friday. Maybe you've got that full moon and Pisces energy still kind of working through you. It's felt a little heavy to me the past few days, so let's let that out. Start to breathe a little deeper in through the nose. Maybe even hold it for a count right there at the top. And then when you're ready, let it out completely. Now that's that Ujjayi breath. Bring it in loud, strong, and powerful. And then let it out equally loud, strong, and powerful. Yeah, don't shirk on the exhales, guys. Let them be louder even. Let go of what you need to. And notice your body start to gently begin to open and unwind in response to that breath. On your next inhale, tiptoe your fingers forward to the front of the mat. Crawl them forward. And then plant your finger pads, replant your palms. Imagine that you're growing roots all over your mat. I take one more inhale right here in your tabletop. Hold it at the top. Imagine all of that fresh new oxygen flooding your body from your chest cavity down into your hips, from your hips into your knees, and into your, all the way down and out through your feet. Blow it out. And now come into tabletop pose. And so line your shoulders up right over your wrists, and then take your knees right underneath your hips. I'll start to feel any kind of movement here that you feel ready for. It's funny, we always say in this class, like, come from you are ready now. That's one of the founding principles of the type of yoga that we practice. But right now, we're just kind of trying to gently come into our bodies. So come from you are ready for what you feel ready for now. And if that's a gentle movement of the wrists or the ankles, go ahead and pick those up and move them. Move your head, your neck. And then incorporate all the parts of your spine. Flow like water. 2 more breaths here just to play. We'll come into a flat back. Let's warm up with a couple of cat cows together here. So bend your elbows a little bit as you lower your chest down, and then look up. Good. Sink the belly low. Big breath in. Exhale. Press the ground away now. So the back and spine round. Get longer and taller. And then flow back into cow pose. Big inhale. Big exhale. Go back up. Look between your knees. And then a couple more of these. Come into a flat back. Extend the crown of your head forward. Press your tailbone towards the back of your space. And let's take a big inhale. Go ahead and lift the right arm up. Look up at that top thumb. Shift your gaze. Draw your shoulder back. And then exhale. Pull the right hand underneath the left armpit. And so reaching long through all 10 fingers, extend the left hand forward. And then move your right arm out towards the left. So put the palm facing down. Spread your fingers out. Soak up any of the grounding energies from below. And then you can take the left hand around behind and bind if you want. Maybe opening up the shoulder. Taking a little twist from the thoracic spine. I fill up with one more breath right here. Deep inhale, deep exhale, reach for puppy pose. So keeping your hips where they are, just reach both of your hands forward towards the front of your mat. And just feel your spine elongate here as you reach your hips back and your fingers forward. Walk your hands back to tabletop. And take the left arm up towards the sky. Look up to the top thumb. Big breath in, reach up. Exhale, thread the needle. So that left hand now ends up over towards the right side of the room. Good. Reach your left hand forward. Maybe that comes behind your back. Find space wherever there is some. Sometimes we think there isn't any, and then we realize we can create it. I took a class yesterday or the day before, and the teacher said, maybe accept that you don't know how far you can go. And that struck me because I always make these assumptions about myself and what my limitations are. Good, so breathe bigger. Take one more inhale, reach, and then extend forward into puppy pose. 2 breaths here, lengthen out. Soften all of your joints. Forward onto your elbows. Let's just take Sphinx pose. Technical difficulties. Ugh. I gotta find a way to like tape this cord or something. All right, so on the elbows, let's press your chest forward as the shoulders drop back. Spread out your fingers. Maybe you move your waist from side to side for a few breaths. And then take the right leg up, move it over the left side of the body. Just make this a gentle supine twist. Don't try to reach further than you feel like you should right now. We're just gently warming up back. Come back to center. Take another breath in. Exhale, take the left leg up and over. And come back to center. And that's where we replace our elbows with our hands. Cobra Pose. Draw the shoulders back, draw the elbows back. Take a breath in. Press up onto the tops of your feet for Cobra or up dog. Look over your right shoulder. Maybe you bring your hips and waist into this by tipping that left hip down. That feels like it's too much. Stay right where you are. And then come back to center. Look over your left shoulder, tip your right hip down. And come back to center. roll over your toes, go to downward facing dog, and then start to pedal out your feet. Take a couple breaths here just to unlock the back of each leg. So maybe pedaling out that dog by bending each knee one at a time. Okay, now take your right leg up into the air. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Okay, take one solid inhale. Hold it here, press your foot over harder. And then square your hips. This time, draw your right heel out to the right. And lift that hip up as high as you can. And then stay strong through both arms, both hands. And then come into plank. Keep the leg there and then move it up and around for low lunge. So right foot steps up by the right hand and then bring both hands to the instep of your right foot. 3 breaths. Had really good breath here in this room. I know you guys out there in virtual land are breathing too. Thanks for the thumbs up. Mary, you must be breathing so hard that you're glitching because your body keeps disappearing a little bit, little by little, and then reappearing. And go back to downward facing dog. Take your left leg up into the air. Beautiful. Bend your knee, open up your hip. And then press that foot away. Reach your right heel down towards the back of your mat. Take another inhale. On your exhale, get bigger. And you guys have got this. Look underneath your left armpit. Rotate back, square your hips. Straighten your left leg. Pull that left heel out towards the left. Good. Shift forward into plank. Shoulders over the wrists. Hug in, skin to muscle to bone. Step your left foot forward. Then bring both of your hands to the instep of the left foot. 3 breaths. I've done lots of sitting this week. And when those energies stagnate in my body, like I can tell, I'll have like, cement block thighs and tech neck and tight back and all those things, Yoga gets the juices flowing again, lose up the joints. I even feel more creative after I take a class. As you guys reflect back on that intention from the beginning, make sure you're still in alignment with that. Downward facing dog. And step your right hand to your right foot to your right hand. Step your left foot to your left hand. Let's take ragdoll. And go where you need to. Maybe that's a wide stance. Maybe it's bent knees. Maybe it's straighter legs. Everybody take one inhale in together. Breathe in. Hold that right here. Open up your mouth. Flush it out. Drop your fingers to your mat. And then heel toe your feet together. Take a big inhale. Rise up. Tadasana. Now find your mountain. Get really long. Get really tall. Take a breath. Good. And then draw your hands to heart center right here. Take your hands up. Go back. Move your shoulder blades back onto your spine. And then bring your hands to heart center. Now let's start class with 3 ohms. Deep inhale. Open your eyes if they're closed. Inhale up to Tadasana. Good. Reach up for the sky. Greet the morning. Go back again. And then exhale, fold all the way down to your mat. Good. Fingers to toes. Take a breath in. Come up halfway. And then fold. And breathe in. Halfway lift. Forward bow. That halfway lift. This time, reach your fingertips out in front of you. Keep the biceps up by your ears, and then take your toes off the ground. So we're putting most of the weight back into our heels. And this is sort of like a trust fall exercise, you guys. You're just leaning back, knowing that, the back 3/4 of your feet have got you. And lengthen your spine as you do that. Look down at your feet. Take another full inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet to the back of your mat. Stay long, high plank. Good, really good. Bring your shoulders right over your wrists. And then feel out where your body is in space. If it needs to happen that you wrap your shoulders back, go ahead and do that now. Good. If it needs to happen for you to pull the pit of your belly in and up, do that now. And then stay right where you are for one more full inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. And now inhale onto the tops of your feet, Cobra. Press your chest forward. And make sure that your wrists are right under your shoulders right now. Move them back if they're not there. Take a breath in. Upward facing dog. Press your pelvis up off the floor. Open up your chest. Shine your heart forward. Yeah, that's it. Downward facing dog. Press back. Look between your feet, take a breath, step between your hands. At halfway rise, fold, mountain pose, big reach, go long. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, big inhale, half lift, high plank. At low plank, if this is where you need to take your modification, go ahead and drop your knees straight onto the ground. Not back, but just straight down where they are right now. Good, then let's lower down into low plank together if you're not already there. Take an inhale, plant the feet, up dog. And then downward facing dog, roll over your toes. Good, fill up again, step forward. Halfway lift, fold. Inhale up, mountain pose. Exhale, bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low, take it back. Lower down. Inhale, press up dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Good, so we're starting to build a rhythm and a flow. I follow your breath as you move through these poses. Take an inhale, step forward. Halfway lift, fold, Tadasana, reach up, big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway rise. High to low or chaturanga. Good, all on the exhale there. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let it go. And one more time, go to the front of your mat. Half lift, fold, Tadasana. Fold. Breathe in, half rise. Chaturanga, exhale. Breathe in, up dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Good, it's always good to have that reminder. I try to start classes off with a lot of breath cues because people really seem to respond to that. You guys are doing so well. So just for the moment, move your chest back towards your thighs. Notice where the weight is distributed in your downward facing dog. So if you're dumping a lot of it into your shoulders and it feels really hard and intense to hold this right now, shift some of that responsibility back into your legs. Let your feet, your knees, and your hips take the brunt of your weight. They can do it. It's the strongest muscle group in the body, and you guys are so strong. And move between your hands, step or jump there. A halfway lift, fold, rise up into chair. Take up space with your feet.
Now, feet aren't that big. They seem like they'd be incapable of basing a body our size, but spread them out and they've got you, right?
I mean, we can even lift our toes up right now. Let's do that. Take your toes up off your mat. Ground down through the remaining four corners of your feet. Take your arms up. And then put your toes down, nice and spread out like a fan. And then rise up onto your toes. Lift the heels. Take an inhale. Squeeze your knees together. Exhale. Plant the heels. Good. Again, lift the toes up. Put the toes down. Lift the heels up. And then let's see if we can lower our hips down to our heels right here. Nice and slow. Concentrating on just your movement, nothing else. Take a breath in. Rise back up. And drop your heels. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. And now upward facing. Downward facing dog. And take your right leg up into the air. And move your shoulders over your wrists, high plank. Yeah, keep that right leg lifted, but not above hip height. We don't want to be arching the back right now and hyperextending. So everybody keep that integrity of your plank. Rotate your hips down. Down, there you go. Good. Everybody take a breath in. Draw your right knee to your right elbow. Yeah, that's it. Now plant your right foot up by your right hand. So low lunge, spin the back heel. Lift your fingertips, warrior one. Good. Guys, we're firing up our core right now. We're getting everything working. That's where the integration comes from in this practice. So notice everything working together as a system. Take another breath. If you want to go back. And then fold forward. Yes, I meant chaturanga. Sorry. Upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Take your left leg up. Shoulders over the wrists, high plank. Left knee to the left elbow. Bring your left foot to your left hand. And then spin your back heel down. Take your arms up high, warrior one. And send lots of breath to all the areas that are doing the work. Everything's working right now. Suck your navel in towards your spine. Bring your front knee right over your ankle and then take your arms back if it feels good. Bend your back a little. Chaturanga Tadasana, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees, step forward. Halfway lift, fold, chair pose. 2 breaths. Rise up, sit down, and then go to low chair. And this is where we're gonna stay for those 2 breaths. So bring your arms forward, bring your biceps right up by your ears. So hugging everything in from the skin to the muscle to the bone. Fold forward. And inhale, halfway rise, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Let it go. Bend your knees, jump between your hands. Halfway lift, fold, chair pose. And bow forward. Halfway lift, chaturanga, upward dog, downward facing dog, right side warrior one. And lift up. Plant the feet, press back to the knife edge of your back foot. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog, left side warrior one. Breathe to lift. Exhale to chaturanga, up dog. Downward facing dog, that's it, keep going. Press back, inhale, jump forward. Halfway lift, fold, chair pose, fold. I don't want you to get locked out, I'm gonna leave correct. Halfway lift, chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing dog, right side forward, warrior one. And breathe out, warrior, chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing dog, left side, warrior one. And hit the mat, upward dog, downward facing dog. I take 2 breaths right here. I know that you guys have it in you to do one more of these. So we're gonna do one more and we're gonna take it as a slow flow. So I want you guys to feel every movement, every twitch, every adjustment, every little micro aspect of what we're about to do. You're gonna feel it more since you've already done it 4 times. Bend your knees, step or jump forward. Halfway lift, chair. And then bring your hands to heart center. Let's take a twist to the right. Line your knees. So if the right knee is passing or the left knee is passing the right knee, press that back in. Square your hips. Take a breath, lift back up, chair pose. Good, then sit right back down. Bring your hands to heart center, twist to the left. Again, check that right knee. This one's the sneaky one this time. I'll take one more full breath in and then rise back up, chair pose. Everyone's legs are burning right now, right? Good. Feel whatever there is to feel. Take another breath, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And stay right here for a sec. No rush. Downward facing dog. And lift your right leg into the air. High plank. And bring your right knee to your right elbow. Step your right foot to your right hand. Softly move it up. Good, then spin your back heel down. Lift your arms up. Take a breath. And on your exhale, reach your hands forward, half warrior 1. So this is kind of like a warrior 3, except our foot's on the ground. But we could make it a warrior 3. So let's go ahead and come off the back foot. Reach your fingers forward. Take a breath in. Step it back, half warrior 1. Inhale up, warrior 1, slowly rise. Use your core, take a breath, plant the hand, step back to plank, low plank, up dog, downward facing dog. Take the left leg up. Good, breathe into plank, come forward. Bring your knee to your elbow, your foot to your hand, spin the back heel, lift your arms, use your core. Feel all these movements coming from the midsection. That's the origin, that's the word. And take a breath, reach forward. And let's press up off the back foot, warrior 3. If you're getting tired and you lose your balance, that's okay. Come right back into it. Join us and stay right here for one more inhale. Exhale, step back, half warrior 1. Inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Chaturanga. Or high to low, or skip that and go to your down dog. What do you need right now? You've got 5 breaths to figure it out. It's one of those things that we all have to get good at, and honestly, I feel like that's one of the biggest aspects of maturity and growth. Figuring out what you need and then addressing that. Because things get in the way, right? Other people get in the way. Our time gets in the way. Sometimes we're too, I'm putting this in air quotes, sometimes we're too busy. We're too busy to make time for ourselves, or we just can't figure out what we need in the context of everyone else that's in our lives. Once we get clear on that, the most wonderful changes start to happen. I'm sure you guys already know, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be taking this class right now. It's 9:15, guys. There's a million other things you could be doing, but you chose self-care. You chose growth. Look between your hands, take a jump there. Halfway lift, fold, reach up, high mountain pose. Let's take a sun C. So step your right foot back, go to high lunge, crescent lunge. And everybody stack your back heel right up over your toes so that the left thigh presses forward and the right thigh presses back. And you can feel that right here in this right back hip flexor. Take a breath in. Breath out, high plank. Low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Again, 3 breaths. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Pull your shoulders back. And step your back foot up, mountain pose. Go for a back bend. I saw that naturally some of you guys wanted to go there. That's great. Fold forward. And if I don't call something, take it anyway. This is your free time. This is your playtime. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, either chaturanga or down dog. Take your vinyasa if you have more to give. If you're feeling a little zonked, go to downward facing dog. Take what you need, and then lift your right leg up into the air. Just for the moment, let's go ahead and drop the left elbow onto the ground. I want you guys to bend your knee now and open your hip. Notice that this helps you deepen, and maybe it makes it a little more unstable, but just concentrate. Press your right heel over towards the left side of the room. Look underneath your right armpit. Take a breath in. If your elbow's on the ground, come back up onto the palm of your hand. Stay here or flip your dog over so the right foot can tap onto the ground. Maybe you end up in a wheel. You guys can lift a leg, play around a little bit. Yeah, even if you're in flip dog, I challenge you to lift your right foot off the ground. Maybe come onto the toes first. Yeah, maybe lift your whole foot just for a second. There you go, Gloria. See you back there. Take a breath in. And then move back into downward facing dog. And take your left leg up into the air. If you want to play, drop your right forearm onto the ground. Breathe. Rotate open from your thoracic spine. Look underneath your left armpit. Get bigger. And then come back onto the palm of your right hand. Stay or flip. So Marissa, bring your feet in a little bit closer together. Perfect. Yeah, no, everybody reach for wheel. Even if you're not going to go there, just reach that left hand or that right hand as far to the front of the space as you can. Draw your shoulders back. And then downward facing dog. And lift your right leg back up into the air. Move your right knee to your left elbow. Get ready for some core. Let's lower the right knee down to a hover, just above the ground, and then lift it back up. I'll do this from the side in case you guys don't know what I mean. Lift it back up, lower it back down. One more time, lift it up, lower it, take it out. So this is fallen triangle. You guys can stay here if you can get that right foot up by the left hand. If it doesn't seem like that's accessible right now, you can take the right knee down on the ground instead and base yourself through this shin and right knee. So you've got 2 options here, the assisted side plank, the supported side plank or fallen triangle. Both are gonna have the left arm reaching up towards the sky. So press down into your foundation. That's the right hand, the right foot, the left foot. And ground down and then reach up at low lunge on your right. So left hand plants, right foot steps to the right hand. Take a breath, lift up. High lunge.
Let's go to standing leg raise. Take the back knee off the ground and step it back. 2 more times. Take an inhale, standing leg raise, flex your toes, find the ground. Last time, bring it up. And this time, we're gonna go into bonsai. So we're gonna stack the left heel on top of the right thigh. Bring your hands to heart center, come into the hip. If you guys wanna stay, you can stay. If you wanna play, you can play. You can come into your flying pigeon here. Yeah, you can go into the balancing pose where you just bend that right knee all the way and bring your fingertips down to the ground. Or you could just fold forward with the block under your hands. What do you need? Everybody breathe. One more breath in. Breath out, take ragdoll. Do you want a towel? You slipping? Oh, okay. Just checking. Wrap your peace fingers around your big toes and then just feel your back release as you pull yourself down. And inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. And inhale, halfway lift. And let go of your toes. And you can step back to plank or down dog. If you want to take your vinyasa here, go there. Or step back into down dog. And take your left leg up into the air. Bring your left knee to your right elbow. And then drop your knee. Just do a hover. Bring it back up. Drop. Lift. Drop. And when you lift, you're almost like going into cat pose here with your spine. Good. Drop again. Lift. Drop. Step. And so left foot up by the right hand or left knee in front of, behind the right hand. So take your variation and then press your hips up towards the sky. Reach your right hand up. And then fill up with air like we're getting lighter on our foundation. Good, and then what goes up must come down. So let's come into low lunge on the left side. Take an inhale. Set up your feet. Lift your hands. Breathe. And standing leg raise. Right knee comes up to hip height. Flex your toes. Play with your ankle if you need to. And then step it back. Take a breath. Come back up. Ground on your left foot. Step back. And last time, guys, press up off the back foot. Bring your hands to heart center and then move your right foot over the left thigh into bonsai. Nice, Jackie. Everybody take one more breath in and then unwind. Let's take goddess pose this time. So come into your little yogi squat right there at the front of your mat. Let your toes come out to 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Let your knees open wide. Everybody together, one big inhale. Open up, let out a sigh. Yes.
Good, and then step your hands to the front of your mat. Step your feet back, downward dog. And now step your right foot to the front of your space for low lunge, and then drop your back knee. We're gonna take a half camel. So everybody lift your arms up. We're gonna start here in our half Tadasana, or whatever you wanna call this. From the waist up, get long. Grow through both sides of the body. And then your options here are you can take this right hand to the low back, or you can reach the right hand all the way back down to your ankle, your shin, your heel, whatever it is that you can reach, and then take the right hand back. So integrate your shoulders. Shoulder blades move onto the back of the body. Take a big inhale, and then press both of your hip points forward as you reach your chest back. Really good. One more breath in. Fullest expression. Go back. Good, and then windmill, both hands down to the mat. Instep of the right foot. Step your right knee back to tabletop. And then take your right arm forward and your left foot back. And this is kind of like a variation of bow, what we're about to do. We're gonna reach around for that back foot. This is tiger pose. So pull up. So express your chest forward. Again, draw your shoulders back. Press your upper arm bones back. And then maybe you sneak a peek around your right shoulder. See if you can see that foot. Take a breath in. And a big breath out, let go. Downward facing dog. And step your left foot forward, low lunge. And drop your back knee. Take a breath in, lift your arms. And now you guys know where to go. Go back. Feel this out. See how far back you can go. Set your gaze. Nice, Nicole. Reach your left arm back to the back of the room. Oh, Monica, that looks awesome. Good. Windmill your hands down. And frame the instep of your left foot. Step your left foot back. Tabletop pose. And then extend your left arm out. Take your right leg back. Good. Breathe. Reach. Find the length and then reach around. Catch your foot. And breathe in. Breathe out. Lift up. And then press that right ankle into your hand as it moves back. It's going to create that resistance that's going to give you a little bit of length in your spine. And then let go. Come onto your seat. And we're going to take our hands behind us so that your fingertips are facing your ankles and lift up into Eastern tabletop. So draw your hips up and let your head and neck just fall back. Let them be supported on their base. It's like the rest of your body is being supported by your hands and your feet. Press down. And then drop your hips. Come onto your forearms. And then move your knees side to side. Get everybody lay down. Come onto your backs. And we're gonna finish up with 2 more back bends today. So bridge or wheel, pick one, go now. Whatever strikes you first. If it's wheel, you can and you must. So press your hands down, get your hips up, breathe in. Good, lift. 3 more breaths. Let me hear everybody in the room. And I can virtually hear you guys out there too. Eddie, that's a really nice wheel. Good, yeah, wow, breathe. 1 more breath. Come all the way down, chin to chest. Rock your knees. Fill it up. Go back up, wheel or bridge. Good, big inhale, lift up. 2 more of those, keep breathing. and release. And come into butterfly pose. Join the soles of your feet. Let your knees drop out wide. If you guys think about it, this is phase 1 of frog prep. So let your knees come out as far as they'll go. Find a little grounding with your low back. Press it down. Good. Phase 2 is happy baby. So grab your feet. Pull your knees down. Open up your hips a little bit further. The only thing we don't have yet is gravity, but we're about to have that in a second. We're just going to allow ourselves to open up gradually. Maybe a little chiropractic if you rock from side to side. And then roll onto your front. Let's take frog. Everybody in the room, we're going to face the lobby. The courtyard. I was going to take my kids to the pool the other day, and my oldest son said that he didn't want to. He wouldn't change like around other people. Like he normally, when he was younger, he would just change in front of us. Now he won't do that anymore. And I asked him if he was okay, and he just basically told me that he thought he was fat. And he's 7. Yeah, and so it got me thinking, like, all of us are exposed to so much information every day. We're constantly bombarded with marketing, advertisements, other people, comments, and it's outside of my control what other people are exposed to. And in that respect, I just have to do what I can for damage control. But you guys can control what you're exposed to for the most part. You can control what you expose yourself to. And you're doing it right now. Whether you know it or not, most of the thoughts that are probably coming up for you right now are thoughts that you've chosen to think knowingly or unknowingly over and over again. So what are you exposing yourself to right now? And is it something that you want to expose yourself to? Let that be a choice today and every day. Guys, take 5 more breaths to fill up with anything it is that you want to bring into your field, and then hold it there. And then let it go. Slowly slide forward onto your belly. Be gentle with yourself right now. Let yourself move at your pace. And then when you're ready, come onto your back. And go set up for waterfall. If shoulder stand is in your practice and you'd rather take that, go ahead. Traditional headstand or tripod. Sound good right now, take that. Let your body soften right now. Slowly make your way out. Take the block out from underneath you. And draw your knees onto your chest. And hug everything in, skin, muscle, bone. Squeeze your eyes shut. Draw your forehead towards your knees and your knees towards your forehead. Take a breath. Exhale, let it go. And then start to spread out on your mat. Take up space. You guys have earned this space. Not that you needed to anyway, because it was yours all along, but just spread out. And let your body sink further and further, deeper and deeper, until everything just dissolves right here. slowly start to wake back up. And we'll do that by bringing all of our energy and all of our attention back into the room. Notice that you're laying here calmly pressed up against your mat, hopefully in a more relaxed state than when you arrived. And just for the next 2 breaths, just notice that. And now start to move your extremities, move your fingers, wiggle your toes. Take your arms up and over your head. Reach for the back of the room. Full body stretch. Bring the chi back in you, full force flowing through. And then draw your knees onto your chest. Move your head from right to left. Take any other little movements you might need before rolling onto your right side for fetal pose. With your eyes closed, press yourself up to your seat. Draw your hands to heart center. Let's conclude class with one big Om together. Take your thumb knuckles to forehead center. We pause here to remember to think positive thoughts. And take your thumb knuckles to heart center. Here we pause to remember to feel positively about ourselves and others and the world we live in. And then take your thumb knuckles to your lips. And to remember to speak positive words, even if we don't feel like it. Good. Bring your hands back to heart center. Let's namaste. Together we say namaste. Happy Friday, TGIF, everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. Hope that whatever it was you came in for, I hope you got it. And I wanna tell all of you guys, I don't know how new all of you guys are to yoga. Some of you guys I recognize and have seen many times. If you're new yourselves or you have anyone that you know that is new, I know yoga can be like an intimidating thing. I was listening to myself teach it yesterday and I was thinking like, wow, extended side angle. That sounds kind of threatening. You know, a lot of the stuff we do in this room, it looks or feels threatening or sounds threatening or whatever. And the biggest excuse we hear all the time is, I'm not flexible. Yeah, I know. That's why you come. So you guys tell everyone you know we're having an intro series. This class is designed for people who don't know anything about yoga. It's broken down pose by pose. It's the whole series that we do in this room. And it's great. It's really informative. If you guys want more information, I don't want to keep you, but just call me. It's the number on the website, or you can go to the website and sign up yourself. But yeah, thank you guys. Happy Friday. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Amber.
Monica, Eddie,
wonderful.
Lauren. I can't believe, Eddie, you woke up at like 6 for this, huh? I didn't even think about that until I saw how dark it was. Wild.
Yeah, it's a little early.
Well, I'm honored that you came so early. Thank you, guys.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, you too.
Happy Friday, everyone. Monica.
Bye.